Hey amazing artist, Mrs. Parven here, and since the theme this week is all about printing, I want to talk to you about something called relief printing. The other video that's posted is all about intaglio and mono printing. This one is going to be about relief printing and a specific kind of relief printing called a collagraph. Let's get started. Relief printing is anytime a surface is raised. So if you look at the type on the left on the stamp, this is actually how books and newspapers used to be printed way back before we had computers. And on the right is just an abstract raised design. It's very similar to the different textures we saw when we did our texture rubbing project. So a relief print is when you build an image up onto something and then you pull prints from that master plate. So here's some examples. This one, it's really hard to see because it's white glue on a white plate, but it's dried glue, so you could actually draw with glue, let it dry, and then it becomes raised relief. Here's just a collage of yarn on the back of a plate, so that's another way that you could make a relief print. We are going to make a collagraph print today, and collagraph sounds a little bit like collage. That's because it comes from the French word coller, which means to stick. So you're actually going to make a raised collage, and then we can pull prints off of that master plate. We're going to make ours today out of cardboard. So go ahead and grab those cardboard boxes, paper tubes, cereal boxes, whatever you have. Meet me back here. Let's get started. Okay, so I've gathered some cardboard here. This is a flat piece from the back of a cereal box. So I'm going to build my sculpture on top of this. Then I'm going to use some of these other pieces to cut out some scraps. This is corrugated, so it has some nice texture to it. I have some smaller pieces here. If you wanted to pre-draw some shapes, you could do that. Pre-draw before cutting it out like this, if you have a plan in mind. So I'm just going to cut that circle out on that line like so. Sometimes cutting cardboard can be tricky, so notice I'm using larger adult-sized scissors. And then you can really decide, you can just randomly make some cuts, but you want to have a bunch of pieces set to the side and ready to go as you build your design. So now I sort of have a nice pile. And I'm going to start building my collagraph. So I'm just going to play around with some of the shapes I have. You could definitely make just an abstract design like this, or if you wanted, you could do a picture of something. Ooh, I have an idea. I think I'm going to trim this a little smaller, and let's see. Yeah, put that here, and now I'm just going to start playing around a little with the different shapes. So I'm sort of seeing a flower pot here, so I'm going to build up a stem. Yep, I'm going to use that as the center, and then I can use these cool half moon shapes as some petals. So just kind of play around with it until you're happy with the design. And then you're going to start gluing everything down like so with white glue. I wouldn't recommend a glue stick for this. It just won't stick as well. You don't need a lot of glue, just a few little swirls or dots. Remember, just a dot, not a lot. But what's important is what you really press down the cardboard onto the backing. You don't want it to shift around when you're making your prints. So press and then leave it alone and then keep moving. So my collagraph is all done, and you want to shake it, make sure everything is sturdy and not moving, and make sure the glue is dry. Normally we would use ink and use the sprayer, but we don't have that. So we're just going to use paint and a paintbrush to cover the surface of our collagraph. So you need to work pretty quickly because the paint dries fast. So you're going to apply the paint right onto the raised part of your collagraph here. Making sure you're covering all of those areas thoroughly with lots of the color. So I'm just using a single paint color for the first time here, just to show you a monoprint and what that looks like. And just like I said, work really quickly. You don't want to put the paint on too thick, and you don't want to put it on too thin. hold your paper over your plate, and then we're going to rub it to try and absorb the paint from the printing plate onto the paper. You really want to press to transfer that image. That's what printing is all about. So really rub it. You'll be able to feel the raised cardboard beneath the paper, and then you'll peel it back to reveal your print like so. You can make as many prints as you want. You can use different colored papers, different color paint. If you have the brayer, you can certainly roll the back of the paper to absorb the ink. So I put a little more paint this time. Obviously, the knuckle method works really well too. You want to keep smoothing. Usually it's a lot longer than you think. You don't want to pull the print too quickly. And then when we pull it off, we reveal our image like this. So here's my plate and the 4 prints that I've made, just like so. You can see it really depends on how much ink you've put on. You could use different colors here, whatever you want to do, there's really no limit. If you wanted to turn this into a relief sculpture, you could put your printing plate down, face down on a sheet of silver foil, and you're going to wrap the foil around it like so. I probably would put a little bit of tape here on the back. I don't have any tape, so that's okay. And then you're going to rub the front to reveal the raised features. It's a little hard to see because the lights are on and the foil is shiny, but trust me, you make a relief sculpture like so. Don't forget to send me pictures of your completed projects when you're done. And remember, stay awesome, keep smiling, and know how much I miss you. Bye.